Hi, this is a short introductory video for the Rogue Handler Oracle deck. Now, Rogue Handler is, I wrote a PDF, well, it's a physical book as well. It was a D100 Modern Cthulhu solo uh, supplement. And to complement it, I've created this card deck. Now, the view you're seeing here is a front and a back of a card. They're actually one card per page, but I've just put them side by side here so you can see. So what you've got is, if we take the front here, the top half is really a kind of a fake profile for a NPC. So you've kind of got a name, date of birth, last known address, and that sort of thing, and a profile picture. And then below it, you've got the yes no oracle. So you can just turn cards and so let's have a look at the next one. Yeah, so that's Miles there, and oh, sorry, 1 second. Sorry, Acrobat Reader's been a bit of a pain today. Oops. There, that's better. Right, so each card, there's 200 cards in the deck, and each card has an NPC on it, and you can either just use the picture, just use the name. If you want a quick name for an NPC, you can just turn over a card, use the name. If you like your investigations and things to push you around the country or around the world, then you can use the addresses and just use whatever you want as and when you want it. The back of the cards have investigation oracles on them. Now, it is not intended that you use a card as a mission. That's not the intention. The idea is as you learn one piece of information, you turn over one card and you take that piece of information from that card. So, if you found a body, say, and you'll checking them for ID, you could merge the two together and say the doctor is you're saying it's a doctor, and you're going to use Miles as the uh, doctor's name. The next time, if you want to know how the doctor died, then so the means is a contract killer. So we've used two cards here, and so you already kind of know he's dead because we've found the body. The means is a contract killer. If you manage to track down the culprit and you're interviewing them and you want to know why, we can turn over another card and we look at the motive. And they felt they were protecting the public, which now shifts emphasis back to the doctor. What was the doctor doing, or what did the killer think that the doctor was doing that was going to be a danger to the public? And if you want to know whether they were a medical doctor or another kind of doctor, well, it turns out it's biology. There was a doctor of biology to do with particles transported by the air. So we're using the science oracle there, and so you can pick and choose all these different bits. There's lots of different kind of stimulus there for solo play, and you just turn over cards as you need them. Now, below the cards are these sort of little dice oracles there. You've got D4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and D100. So if you're playing Call of Cthulhu or Apoc Cthulhu or Delta Green, you got the dice you need to use these as dice mechanics. But lots of oracles have, or lots of solar systems have these kind of random words So, where if you wanted to know, if you pull a book off the shelf and you've glanced through it and you want to know what it's about, um, then a yes no oracle isn't going to answer that. But you want something to some stimulus to say, what is this book about? Now, the way the rogue handler system works is that um, you use your source books or your rule books for the game you're playing and find random page, random paragraph, and random sentence. Or if you've got complex sentences with commas and semicolons and things, some can get quite rambling. You just use little clauses. So using the question of what's this book about, what we're going to do is now I've got lots of different D100 games in the Cthulhu thing. So I've got here Call of Cthulhu, um, I've got Delta Green, I've got Dark Streets, Darker Secrets, and Fall of Delta Green. So we're going to use this card. So I'm going to use the D4 to choose a book, and working backwards there. So that becomes Darker Streets and Dark Streets, Darker Secrets, and that's got about 200 pages. So what I'm going to do is I was going to go using the D8 odd even, so odd for odd numbered page for I'll use odd for pages 1 to 100 and even for pages 101 to 200. Let's flip to the next card and just see what we get. A 1. Okay, so it's page 1 to 100, and using the D100 there, I've got page 93. Cool. Right, so I'm going to use the D6s and go, so paragraph 6, sentence 3. So page 93, paragraph 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sentence 3. So that is all one sentence. So flip the page, so and we'll go into the next one. So the second sentence here, some even speculates new ones can be created by individuals with a strong connection to the abyss. So that I've got about sort of 20 words there, and so I'm going to say, well, this is maybe a scientific text speculating about connections to the abyss. So it may be some kind of spiritualist book, and if I was to dip into it more, let's go on. Let's say I start to read it and I want to know more about it. So we're going to the even says pages after 100. So that's page 101, paragraph 5, sentence 5. So let's go on. It was page 101, 101, 5 and 5, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sentence 5. Well, I'm going to use clauses here just because these are quite long, complicated sentences. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to use the same amount of vitality points. So I'm just going to, the word that really stands out there is vitality. So I start reading this, and the person's using this concept of vitality, and in my brain that kind of associates it with kind of say chakras and energy levels and that sort of thing. So I'm kind of building up this mental picture of the style of writing and things like this. So and what this book looks like. So the very source books that you're using to play the game become the source of your answers to questions which can't be answered with a yes no, or do not form part of the oracles uh, on the card deck. So it integrates with any game you like. It doesn't matter. As long as you're staying in the D100 kind of Cthulhu um, sort of, it's not really a genre, isn't it? The Cthulhu's a genre, but the game systems. Uh, this gives you, the dice here will give you answers to any question you like. There's loads of sort of oracles in here for very specific sort of bits of information. That there's of sight, sound, smells, to add an extra layer of texture to your imagined scenes, and you've got a yes no oracle over there. So that's it. That's the cards that go along with the Rogue Handler uh, the physical book. They don't have to be used together. You can use it if you're familiar with solo play. You can use it completely as a standalone oracle, dice pools, and sort of themed kind of inspiration. If you buy the digital format, you get this is the sort of the PDF. If you were to go to File and Print, what you can do is change the uh, so I when I printed these off, I went 2 rows. So sorry, it was 2 and 5. Is that going to update? Yeah, and I just well, I turned the paper around the other way, and you can also do change it to say just the odd pages, and so what you get is all these little kind of almost little driving license bits of photo ID. So I print off selections of cards. So I made a little deck of fronts and a little deck of backs. Um, so rather than printing 400 cards, it's 200 cards, but fronts and backs. Rather than just having reams of paper, I just made them much smaller. I got them down to uh, when I changed the paper landscape. These were quite readable for me, so you can do it that way. There is a print version, a physical deck that's currently with the printers, and you also get every card as an image, as a JPEG image, which you can upload to dice roller apps that will automatically shuffle the cards for you and draw cards for you. And there is a little information instructional PDF explaining what all the different bits are on the cards. So that's it. That's what you get with the Rogue Handler Oracle deck. Okay, thank you very much.